In 1931, the building was constructed during the worst years of the Great Depression. It was called the Sunny Acres Children's Home and Farm. It was intended as an orphanage. The building only functioned as an orphanage through, I think, about the 1940s, and then it was converted to a juvenile home. Half of its life, it's been vacant.
It's just been abandoned for over 40 years.
They claim it's got some, shall we say, attractive nuisance qualities to it.
It's an interesting old abandoned building, so you get people going up there causing vandalism, you get people up there doing graffiti. There have been cases prosecuted related to animal cruelty.
A lot of people just go up there just to have a good time, get some kicks, drink some beer, whatever, but there are some other people with far more sinister purposes that have been up there. It has been abandoned to the elements, terribly neglected and vandalized to the point where it was almost impossible to save it.
Bishop Street Studios is an amazing project. It consists of a collaborative effort between Transitions Mental Health Association and Haslo.
It's a major renovation of a building that has had some real damage done due to neglect over the years.
It's 34 permanent apartments for persons in recovery from mental illness, and it's a mixture of studio apartments and one-bedroom apartments in San Luis Obispo. Over
the last 6 years now, the transitions staff and consultants and the neighbors and the county and the city and a whole lot of other people have been involved in shaping a project that is going to be very exciting. When it finally opens in a couple of years, I think it's going to make national headlines, really, as a humane way to deal with people who are high-functioning, independent living, but they're struggling with various kinds of mental disorders. We've got about 2,292 people at last count who are homeless in this county, and 40% of those people are struggling with mental disorders.
Well, I mean, mental illness is something that a very substantial proportion of the population is going to experience at some point in their lives. TEMA has done a lot of work around here to try to reduce the stigma and publicize the idea that having mental illness is sometimes just a part of ordinary life, and it's really no different than lots of physical illnesses. There's nothing more stressful than being homeless. And one thing we know about severe mental illness, every kind of severe mental illness, is aggravated by environmental stresses. So if a person already has something that's very difficult to live with, and then on top of that has to experience insecurity about where they're going to live or find themselves on the street, you can imagine their condition declines dramatically. When we provide appropriate services for people with mental illness, and it's demonstrated how functional they can be, how effectively they can live in the community, then I think it does change the stigma.
My hopes is that it lasts forever and provides housing for generation after generation of a person that needs what they call supported housing.
It's a wonderful thing, and then to boot, there's this beautiful historic building that's derelict and has become a nuisance property that the community benefits just from that being turned into something useful and valuable.
Well, I want the building to be a place where fundamentally people can live in safety and with the kinds of services that allow them to be at their best, whatever level that they're able to achieve. To me, there are a lot more stories that need to be connected to that building in the future.